Hi, so I'm Kendall Gustafson, and for my final project, I made a couple maps and a visualization for the U.S. National Park visitation trends from 2007 to 2016. I basically chose this topic because I visited a couple of national parks over the summer and found that, some were very crowded, where others were very sparsely populated, and so I found it very interesting the differences between them. Um, so I kind of just wanted to look into that a little bit farther. So I started by making a reference map of all of the major national parks in the contiguous 48 states. It was a little bit much to like throw all of them in there because it made it really hard to see. But so I, interestingly enough, I actually made this map on QGIS because the virtual box crashed on my computer, so I had to make do. Um, but I think it worked out okay. So I basically found a shapefile for the 48 states, and then I also scoured the internet and found a shapefile for now from the National Park Service, and within that it was contained national parks, monuments, battlefields, etc., everything that they are, take care of. And so for my states layer, basically I just made it a very like light gray green color, kind of throw it in the background, and then I labeled the states. And then for the national parks layer, excuse me, I basically made it a green, made it pop a little bit, show the color of what we would think of as a park, even though they're not all green. And I had to filter out everything. I had to filter out national parks from everything else. So I made them, and then I labeled all of them. For this map, I wanted to keep it like really simple because I wanted to show where the parks are concentrated, which I think you can pretty much see that it's concentrated in the western half of the US, which I found very interesting. And which ones were the largest, to point out a few. Yellowstone and Death Valley and the Everglades are kind of the ones that pop out at you, which are not necessarily the most visited parks. So from there, I wanted to do a visualization, like a more interactive version of showing visitation. So this first map here shows annual visitation for 2016, where the size of the dot shows the number of visitors to a certain park. So as you can see here, click on this. This is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which has had by far the largest number of visitors at over 11 million. I think number 2 here is Grand Canyon, which is just under 6 million. So that was the size. And then the color I did is the percent change in visitors from 2007 to 2016, because I'm trying to show, if in general there's been an increase or a decrease in people going and visiting national parks. So in order to see this more clearly, because it's kind of hard for some of the parks that, don't have many visitors, you can't really tell what color that is. So I want to show it down here in a bar chart so you can see like from zero, from no change, basically, like if there's been an increase or decrease, and you can see by far there's been much more increase. Obviously, there's some exceptions. Katmai National Park in Alaska, if I can, you can see it pop up here, has had a negative 118% decrease, And then, whereas the same thing, another one, Kobuk Valley, also in Alaska, has had a 95% increase. So it's just kind of interesting to see everything on the same playing field. Yeah. And so for this one, I actually had to manipulate my own. I found my own data, and like I had to find the latitude and longitude of every single park on my own. And then I also went and calculated the difference from 2007 and 2016 visitors to calculate the percent change. And I kind of want to end it. This is where my link will go for the screencast. And I kind of want to end it off with a cool picture of the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, which is just contrast to everything else, which is pretty cool. All right, thank you.